Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, and we're still in Iroha's route, and we're in chapter 12, I think. So this is probably the last part of the main route, because we'll probably get through the good ending. Whichever ending we get, I'm sure we always get the happy ending. I think if you get more than like 5%, you get the happy ending. I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, here we go. Probably because we were in the water for a long time. In the time that it took for my glowing body to cool down, it was time to go back. And do you remember when you would whine that you didn't want to go home before? Whine? As embarrassing as it is, I do remember. At that time, I was overwhelmed, attracted to a beauty that resembled isolation, but I had no way to obtain that bright light of his. I understand your feelings now. Is that so? Yes. That the day would come where I would burn with the feeling that I didn't want to go home. You don't like that? You can't believe it. I'm the same. Come on. Probably I'm the same. Yeah, probably. In the beginning, I was the same. I couldn't believe that I could love someone like this. Love is such a fearsome thing. You'll come tonight, too? Yes. We always had the same conversation, and yet my heart started to go wild. Yes, you guys are getting along bright and early in the morning. When I turned to that sarcastic voice... Hold on. Oh, my eyes are like... Tokiwa-san was standing there, and now I'm gonna yawn. Well, there you go. His usual strong gorgeousness was weakening a little. Iroha-san thought of Kikuya and would do whatever he could for it. That's the type of person he was. You didn't do anything bad, so don't worry about it. But nothing happened. Please don't beat him. Spacey, and this is a problem that concerns Kikuya's honor. I'm sorry for this, but please watch. Yes. Because it's a shame that you got involved in this. His philosophical words communicated that fact that they were resolved to do this. Tokiwa, I commend you for your preparation. Thank you for that. Spacey is my client. This was communicated to you before, wasn't it? Yeah, but... In any case, I'm Tokiwa-sama of Kikuya. If there's a chance to steal, I can't help it. Why do they make him such a twat waffle? He's such a nice, sweet little thing, and yet every time he's, like, in Takao's route and this one, he's such a fucking douche. But he's not. Did different people, write the characters in different routes? Did the person who wrote Iroha's route, is not, the one person? They're like, you write this guy. Because, that's the only thing I can think. Because, how could you, if you created Tokiwa as a character... I understand a little bit in Takao's route because they had an animosity with each other. So, they were kind of bitchy with each other, so I could kind of see him being like, oh, I'm just going to try to push Takao's buttons, right? A little bit. But there's, no reason for this. Why would you be like, I'm going to make sweet little Tokiwa. He's so cute and fluffy like a bunny. But let's make him evil in this route, like a total douche. Kageto is just a douche in all the routes, so, that doesn't make a difference. So. Everybody hates him. I'm just really offended because I like Tokiwa. He was sweet, and you're making him a dick. Not a little, flirty, oh, hey, I'm gonna flirt. Even Takao in this route went beyond his, little flirtiness to being kind of creepy, you know? I guess it's to make us like Iroha better, but... Look, I like the angry marshmallows, so, or the ogres, whatever. It works. So, anyway. I see. Well, then I will announce the verdict. I tightly gripped both hands in prayer and stared at Iroha-san. Then, you will continue to be under Takao for quite a while. What? There's some logic to what you said, Tokiwa. In mercy of your aspirations, I will not punish you. However, from now on, you will treat her as my client. And make sure that something like this never happens again. Oh, I see. Tokiwa-san nodded in agreement. That's easier to understand. This cute lady has finally and completely become your wife for the night, right? Huh? I put my head down in embarrassment. I mean, like, everybody knows what goes on in these places. Anyway. You are also forbidden from teasing her in any way from now on. What? Isn't that your personal problem? Say what you will. As I am seeing her off now, go to Takao for the time being. Great. Iroha-san, thank you. And to be thanked by you makes me a little jealous. Huh? Why is that? It just does. His face turned pouty, and then Iroha-san gave a small smile. I felt really happy to see that his expression could change to such a calm feeling. I'll return at night. Yes, I'll be waiting. His pinky intertwined with mine. After that, I bid him farewell with slow hesitation, and our pinkies came undone. Spacey, you're back! I know you're going to Yoshiwara, so it's fine. I'm sorry, but please stop soon. Huh? I'm bringing a son-in-law in, so you should act like that. What? What are you saying? Please, thank you, because I didn't know. I had absolutely no idea where this was going all of a sudden. She's basically bringing us... I'm bringing someone for you to marry because I'm sick of you going there. Oh, okay, that's what she was. Okay. That's what I'm like, but I'm bringing a son-in-law in, so you should stop. What? I'm saying that I found a partner for you. Should you be happy? A husband we don't need to pay anything for. Oh, shouldn't you be happy? A partner for me? Happy? Why? Why is it? Because there are no men on this island. Oh, that's me. Because there are no men on this island, right? Could it be a man around my father's age who is a retired gentleman? Oh, that's even creepier. You're like, you could be my dad, because who the fuck not? Well, your mom would know, because she's only allowed to go to that one, but still. I'm saying that it's a man from another island with a different colored hair. Someone from a different country? That's right. It's better to do this as early as possible, right? So you can cut your connections with the gentleman in the red light district. You know, she's like the pot calling the kettle black. You're the one who went to the red light district and got impregnated. So, like, I do realize she's like, you were going to make us go broke because you go there every night. Yeah, but I'm getting it for free. Keep going, girl. I can't believe this. Don't I have a say in this? Isn't it better to have the gentleman of the night to continue to sleep with many women? Mother, I understand what you're saying, but I've also thought many times that I'd like to run away with the gentleman that I loved, and I don't want you to taste that same sadness. Won't you be happy to stay with one person until you die? Well, of course, but I have someone that I like. Those words got stuck in my throat. Girl, stand up for yourself. Iroha-san didn't want to have a baby. I decided not to think about it, but this made the problem of succession really clear to see. It was way too shocking. Everything before me had become black. I really hate that they keep throwing the baby thing into it. Like, I get it, but, like, it creeps me out because I don't like children and I don't want children. So the fact that you're constantly forcing the baby conversation in, like, don't you want to have a baby? You should have a baby. Women should have a baby. You know what? Not all of us. So stop. I don't like that. Like, it bothers me. It's like one of the, like, you know, like you just have those weird, like, things that are like pet peeves. My pet peeve is like the, like, assuming every single woman wants a baby. I get that I'm like one of the odd ducks. Okay, like there are probably more women that like just, oh yeah, I'm gonna have kids someday or like kids than there are who really don't like kids and just have an aversion to it. But like, could we just stop? He doesn't want to have a baby. Thank God, that's why I want the man. He's speaking to my heart. She acts like this, like, oh well. No, it's not a tough decision. You go for that man. I mean, I get it. Back in the day, she'd probably want kids. But I just hate that the game, like, we're here for the romance, not for, like, the baby talk. Like, that's just fucking, like, that just, it takes me out of the story and makes me be like, ew. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, there's going to be people who are going to read stories and be like, oh, I don't want, like, a lesbian romance. Or I don't want to play a game where I'm a guy and I have a gay relationship. Like, people might not, they might not be comfortable with that, or they might be like, oh, it's just not, you know, what floats their boat. Or me, the lolly boys. I don't particularly, like, I play the routes, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine. But it's not, we're playing it to be a completionist, not because, ooh, yay! Some people love the lolly boys. I don't. You know? So there's always going to be something in a game that you're like, this is not my favorite character, or, you know what? Yeah, I would prefer a game without lolly boys. I would prefer games without baby talk, okay? That's all I'm saying. Let's not talk about the babies. I'm here for the romance, not for the baby chat. Like, but, I mean, that's just me, but, and not a lot of them do it. It's only a couple. This one, and honestly, Hakuoki was like the only other one that mentioned the babies, but anyway. Everything before me had become black. Oh. In a dream. It's our last chapter before ending. Though not that many days had passed, it felt like the happiness I felt when we were together was a dream. I really started to wonder if it was a dream. Spacey, bring this parcel to the ship, please. Yes. I picked up the parcel that my mother asked me to bring and walked so as not to bump into anyone. Oh. When I saw a black-haired man with long, slender body, my attention was grabbed. There's no way he would be here, but if I wanted to see him, I should go and see him. Iroha-san won't come. That's our relationship. I thought many times that I would go to the red light district. I would endlessly remember the warmth of the person that I love. I fell into a terrible depression, even though I want to meet him so badly. As I looked up into the rose-colored sky, I whispered that to myself. A day with such a beautiful sunset would probably look really good with Iroha-san's ogre form, like nothing else in this world. So beautiful and enchanting. Speaking of the sunset, wasn't this time called the time to meet the demon? And that's the time that it was. Suddenly something black appeared in front of my eyes and blocked the sun. Oh. Would it be okay to imagine that he was me? Iroha-san, I thought it might be an illusion. Perhaps it was a dream. I couldn't believe my own eyes. But it was the real thing. The Iroha-san before my eyes was absolutely the real thing. He's the manager there, but he doesn't owe any more money. He's just there. He could leave whenever he wants. You know what I mean? This is just his job, but, like, he's already paid his debt. So, like, he's, like, it's not all the other ones we had to be like, we have to buy them, and oh my god, we're never going to get them, and then we're going to be loving other women. It's like, you are here by choice. So, like, technically, I don't understand why we're creating drama in this. I mean, I get we have to, because otherwise it'd be too easy. So, like, you're the manager, and you could, like, quit and, like, work for my mom. Yeah, cool, bye. All right, awesome, done. There wouldn't be any drama at the end, but anyway. Why are you here? I could get a glimpse of the sunset from behind Iroha-san, the person who was smiling sadly. I just want to shout for him to hold me and tell me how much I missed him. Couldn't I be allowed to do this? It's not sad for you to ask me why I'm here. I just came to see you. Me? My heart felt so hot. However, this was immediately followed by a flash of anxiety. But is it okay for you to come out here for no reason? It doesn't matter because I'm not a gentleman of the night. Knowing that it was not a problem, I breathed a sigh of relief. See, like, she's not putting the pieces together. If you worried about me so much, why didn't you come to see me? That's because I have a situation. It isn't because you've come to hate me, haven't you? It isn't because you've come to hate me, haven't you? I get what you're trying to say, but that's not what you said. So, anyway, of course not. As far as I can see, it doesn't look like you've ruined your health or anything either. For what reason have you distanced yourself from Kikuya? My work has piled up. Every day seems tough. The truth is I want to be... I mean, the truth is that, yeah. The truth is that I want to be next to you, Iroha-san. If that's so, why didn't you come? The only place that I can exchange intimacies with you is Kikuya. Iroha-san looked down softly. His thick eyelashes made a very beautiful shadow. You didn't just abandon me, right? Tell her? Tell him. Huh? No, of course not. I'm sorry to have made you worry. My chest hurt. It felt like it would be torn apart. What should I do? Tell him the fucking truth. The truth is that I can't think of anyone else but Iroha-san, but if you feel like that, then won't you come? Yes. That's a promise, right? Yes, I will definitely come tonight. That night, when I arrived to Yoshiwara, the woman opened a path and they were looking at one man. He was a courtesan and he fended off all other glances as he walked with a confident gait. That's Takao-san. A charming smile came across his face and he stole the glances of everyone that looked at him. That reminds me, when I first came to this place, Takao was doing this. I was overwhelmed by the elegance and frenzy of it all. I felt something very fearsome about Takao-san. Something nostalgic, like it was from the far past. At that time my legs froze and I just stood there. Then I hurried off to arrive at Kikuya. Then I met Iroha-san. Why am I crying? I believed that my single night dream with Iroha-san would continue on forever. I selfishly believed that. Even though something like that is impossible. Even though there was no way something like that could be real. While crying, my feet took it upon themselves to advance toward Kikuya. Why are you crying? As I passed in front of Inari's shrine, he pulled on my shoulder and turned me around. Tokiwa-san, what are you doing here? I just saw you and became worried. And don't tell me that you've been moved to tears because Takao is so beautiful. I do think that he's beautiful, but no, that's not it. I'm crying because, well, my eyes hurt a little. Oh? That sucks. I should inform Iroha, yeah? Tokiwa-san! It's okay to cry when you're having a hard time, but I won't solve anything to try and hide it. Maybe you should see a doctor about your crying. That's not how it works. I mean, like a therapist, but I doubt they had those. Maybe. I don't know. Perhaps this is him feeling worried about me. He is a soft little bunny rabbit, even though you wouldn't know that in this fucking path. When I thought he was only being crafty, it would seem that he's not. His friendly smile can now be seen as honestly happy. Tokiwa-san, you're so nice. Could you imagine if you played this route first? You'd be like, Tokiwa's a fucking douche, but he's really not. Of course I am, because I'm Tokiwa-sama. They're so cocky, though. Hey, don't laugh. Talk to me. I had wandered the streets. I couldn't tell anyone. I quietly opened my mouth. Oh, wow. I see. That may be a happy story, but for you it's a difficult marriage proposal. We must have told them that, okay. Yes. I really don't know what to do. If I were in your position, I'd probably take the man from the mainland. That's the answer that I expected. That's normal. A husband only for me. Someone who would always be by my side after we became husband and wife. But that partner wouldn't be Iroha-san. He finally just got together. And maybe you need more time to slowly think it over. Also, women are fairly strong in times like these. A lot of them have the bad habit of making decisions after taking on everything all on their own. What about you? I really had no idea. I guess that's pretty pathetic. When I instinctively tried to put my head down, Tokiwa-san laughed lightly. Well, take your time. It's okay to struggle at the last second. At this moment, I was grateful for that casual reply. I obediently nodded to Tokiwa-san's words, and then I warned him just to be sure. I'm going to say this to Iroha-san on my own. I'm going to tell him myself when I've made up my mind, so don't say anything. Gotcha. I love secrets, you know. But, well, with an expression that looked like he was up to something, Tokiwa-san stared at my face. If the manager chases after you, maybe I'll be released from probation. Really, please don't tell anyone. Tokiwa was like, oh, but if there's a... Tokiwa, simmer the fuck down and don't. Okay. They were making him a douche, but like right now he's being like kind of adorable. They're like, oh, stop it. Don't worry. It was a joke. He really is hard to get a grip on. Though I did feel a little worried. It's not like I regret talking to him. As soon as I entered the room, Iroha-san held me and lifted my body, then pushed me on top of the bed. Aren't things moving pretty fast, girl? Now that you mention it, yes, you're right. My crestfallen cheeks became flushed with red. He's like, I know, but see, I've already had sex with you once, so I just figured now this is all this is. This person, was he always so adorable? All of these are good options. Comb your fingers through his hair, kiss his chest, hug him. What would I do? All of the above? I don't know. Like, one of these is good, one of these is okay, and one of these is bad. But in this situation, I feel like there's usually one that's obvious. You're like, no, that's just stupid. Like, push him off and tell him off. Oh, that would be stupid. Why would I do that? But, comb your fingers through his hair. Sure, why not? That's probably not the right thing. But, like, because then you can look at him. If you hug him, you can't look at him. It's probably kiss his chest. But that just seems awkward to me. There's something about that just feels awkward. Like, it's just me. I put out my hand and combed my fingers through Iroha-san's beautiful hair. It's not like I don't like that. So please don't feel bad about it. When I'm with you, I go back to being a child. I was slowly undressed. Then Iroha-san kissed my exposed skin. Finally, I can do this with you. Transformed into an ogre, Iroha-san's hair shed off. That sounds gross. He softly enveloped my body. Do they mean clothes shed off? Because his hair sounds weird. It's not like he went bald. Anyway. His red eyes that I could see through the gaps between his eyes were seductive. Wait. His red eyes that I could see through the gaps between his... I'm assuming you mean eyelids. Because, like... every once in a while, the translation just gets really fucking wonky. Anyway. Were seductive. I could tell that he was very excited. I mean, he's in an ogre form, so yeah. Iroha-san touched my exposed skin with his fingers, which again, is still fucking awkward and not really fully explained, but okay. Iroha-san wasn't the only one who was excited. Bird! No! Get down! You're now out in the kitchen and you know that. What? You're fine. It's just Birdie's outside, brat-face. A sweet voice escaped from my own lips, and this let him know that I too was excited. You moan in an adorable voice. I'm so embarrassed. Yes, it is embarrassing. Iroha-san narrowed his eyes and smiled with pleasure. His smile was so seductive that it made my body shudder. Perhaps Iroha-san noticed this reaction of mine. He narrowed his eyes even more and then kissed me. His kiss was intensely ravenous. Oh, now he's haunting. Okay, anyway, I can't read that. You know, I can't. It's like you can't make the sound effects because you're like, you've got to be like, oh, but I can't because that just sounds awkward. Like, so anyway, I'm not sure if it was the sound of our tongues touching, but it sounded very embarrassing to me. And now she's awing. Okay, fine. As we exchanged kisses, Iroha-san's fingers attacked my body. I get that they have to put that in there, and when you're not reading it out loud, it's not as you're like, okay, but when you have to read it out loud, it's extremely awkward. My body naturally squirmed. Iroha-san. However, the further our actions went, the more that my head became clear today. Even if I knew in my head that he was sleeping with other women, I was terribly jealous when a baby appeared. What? But I wonder why. Oh, is she talking about when the lady with the kid... Stop! Girl! Simmer down with the baby shit! Anyway. Conversely, what about another man that isn't Iroha-san touching my body? That's a little different. But it's also sad. It didn't make my stomach boil over. It didn't change the fact that it bothered me. But sadness occupied my heart at that time. What are you thinking? Clearly I'm thinking about babies, which is irritating as fuck. He let out a sweet breath, and his questioning eyes were lovely. To touch you and be touched by you now, Iroha-san, makes me so very happy. So much that I feel that I don't want to be touched by anyone else. You, Iroha-san, I love you. You're saying something strange. If someone other than me slept with you... His coarse breathing made the hair up by my ears sway back and forth. I waited like that for Iroha-san's words. I'll make that person disappear. He whispered in a low voice, threatening murder. Okay. Doesn't bother me. I wonder why my body shuddered, because she's like, you'd murder for me. Just turned on by the darkness. Was it because I was happy or because I was terrified? Could be a little bit of both. Could be your kink. Perhaps there was nothing in me but joy. Am I a bad girl? Why? I can't help but be happy at Iroha-san's words. Right, your words. Oh, I hate. You are not the only one. Because it's a happy thing to feel jealousy and be constrained by the person that you love. From the gaps between his white hair, his glimmering red eyes shined mysteriously. Let's end this worthless conversation. You are a good girl. Iroha-san started to move his waist again. Before I knew it, he was attacking more intensely than before. I fell asleep. It was really intense tonight, so I guess I lost consciousness for a little. Again, I feel like if we read this one first, I'd be like, so a man kisses you and you pass out, you're having sex and you pass out. Like, are you okay? I think you might actually need a doctor. There's something seriously wrong with you. Literally just so Iroha's just that good at kissing you that it just makes you black out. He's so good at fucking you, he fucks you into a blackout. Like, I mean, awkward. Like, anyway. When I opened my eyes, Iroha-san was there next to me with a serene expression on his face. It was only for a little while, but you slept so soundly with an adorable look on your face. I mean, that's gotta make him feel bad, though. Like, you're mid, and he just like, and you're passed out. Okay, well, I'll just wait for you to wake up, I guess. As I awoke, my body was being held gently by Iroha-san. I feel embarrassed. I mean, you kind of should. Everything felt good. So much so that I wanted to go back to sleep like that until morning. You're still in your ogre form. Because it's been a long time since I've embraced you. I chuckled at his blaming and pouty tone. And on top of that, you said such mean things in the middle of our action. I mean, yeah. So you were like mid and you're like, so like, what if I were sleeping with another man? He's like, are you really? Oh, mean? And didn't you talk about sleeping with another gentleman of the night? That's a little different from what I said. Is that so? And didn't you ask me that question because you wanted to make me jealous? Huh? No, not at all. Oh, really? Because that's how much I care about you. Iroha-san, I was contained perfectly in Iroha-san's chest. If we could have children, I might be able to convince my mother. You could always lie. Your mom doesn't have to know that you can't have kids. Because also your mom needs to get the fuck over it. I know, I'm thinking modern in like ye oldie times, and that's just wrong. But like, because yeah, no, ye old times, there's something wrong with you, you can't have kids. Even fucking today, like people think there's something wrong with women who can't have kids, and it's like, there's not something wrong with you. Or people who think there's something wrong with men who get vasectomies. Oh, fucking you're shooting blanks. Oh, you're fucking worthless. No, you're not. It's your choice if you don't want kids, and just because you don't want kids doesn't make you worthless. Just because you can't have kids doesn't make you worthless. It sucks if you really wanted kids and you can't have kids. That's a tough place to be in, but it doesn't make you any less of a man or woman. Like, it's just a shit situation that happens. But like, and other people don't get the right to make you feel like shit because nature just did that. You know what I mean? Like, but people are assholes. But anyway. So like back in the day, yes, they would have been like, what? You can't have children? You're defective! And you'd be like, I'm gonna punch you. That's why I wasn't born back in the day. Or why I probably got like stoned or something, because I probably would have been like, fuck you, I'll punch you! And then, you know, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, if I could do that, then I would probably be able to stay with Iroha-san forever. Again, you could just lie. Your mom thinks you're going there spending money to get pregnant, but you could just be like, yeah, no, we're gonna totally have kids, and then not have kids, and then just be like, I guess it just didn't happen. I don't know, something wrong with me. God, this girl doesn't know how to lie. I want to carry his child. Okay, can we stop? No, we don't. No, we don't. Shut up. So much. Ew. I'm out with this game now. It's ruining his route. Only one. Only one, but him just won't do after all? Only one of him? I don't know. That sounds even more disturbing, by the way. The strength of these feelings gave me reckless courage. Can I ask you a question, Iroha-san? Go ahead. It makes me scared that you're leading into it like that, though. Even now, you still don't want children? His crimson-colored eyes open wide. Why are you asking me something like that? Oni or human, everyone wants children. That's what I was thinking. No, not everyone wants children! Shut your fucking face! We don't want kids and we're happy with this. Perhaps, I understand, like, that's, like, the prerogative of, like, you're gonna procreate and keep the family name going, right? Even though you're a girl and then you have his last name. So it's not really the same thing, so I don't know. Perhaps because he was lost as to how to answer, Iroha-san averted his eyes. Even after waiting for a while, he didn't reply. I'm sorry, I asked you something strange. Yeah, rude, actually. I guess it really was an uncomfortable question. Forget about it. No, because I think it's important. This place is definitely for making children, and I understand you would have these feelings. And even I myself... Iroha-san? What could he be trying to say? This just ruins the moment we just had. I want to see Spacey's child. You mean mine, okay. I also think that I'm a man, so I have that instinct. Iroha-san. More than anything, I only realized that feeling just recently. It's like ruining my buzz. But even if I have those feelings, to think that I don't want my own... Ooh, what's happening? Iroha-san smiled to try to hide his pain. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It was painful to look at his face like that, and I instantly felt regretful. Even someone like him is thinking that he might want to marry a normal woman and have children. And yet, because of his blood, that can't happen. It can happen, he's just not letting it. It must have been a hard question. I'm not saying that I want to have children right away. Just that someday, if necessary, I'll have your baby in secret. Good night, Iroha-san. That's an awkward thing, and then roll over and go to sleep, and he's like... So that I couldn't see his expression, I nestled myself in Iroha-san's arms and slept for the day. And he is like, the fuck? The wedding. I don't know. Okay, we'll see. I could hear the light breathing sound of the person sleeping next to me. Perhaps Iroha-san was sleeping soundly and dreaming. I hope he's having a happy dream. I feel like they were doing Iroha's route and they're writing the story out and they're like, okay, so like, but the conflict should be that like, now her mom's going to marry her off to someone else, but why? Oh, yeah, and it's going to be the whole question of having a baby instead of just, you could have literally had the mother trying to marry her off to someone else. And it would have made more sense almost in every other route, because you're going there, you're spending money. We're not spending any money, by the way. And those other men, we'd have to buy their freedom, and how would we get them out? But I'm going to he has a choice. We'd be like, so my mom's trying to marry me off, so like either you leave here and marry me, or I got to marry someone else. Like, fuck the whole baby thing, okay? Just pull that out. Because that's not the reason why our mother's like, so, yeah, I'm just going to get you married to a normal man so you don't have to keep wasting money at Kikuya. Because that's just, I don't want you going through that. Like, I dealt with it, I don't want you doing it. Okay? Totally understand mom's perspective. Yeah, sure, she's being grandma over here and being like, it's someday I want grandchildren. Okay, fine. But, like, they're making that, like, an issue because... Iroha was like, I don't want kids. Okay, let's just take that out. So mom's trying to, like, not have us go through the pain and agonies she went through of, like, I'm in love with this man, but I can't be with him. She knows. Because that seems to be, like, every fucking woman on this island knows. Look, you go there, you have your fun, maybe you get pregnant, and then at some point, you're like, okay, you can't have that man. But they're all like, but I want him, but you knew the rules! Like... You're like thinking, like, God, you knew the rule. I would do the same damn thing. We would all do the same damn thing. Okay. Like, so like, and mom's like, I don't want you to do, because that's what's going to happen. And you're like, no, I know the rules. And you're like, it's going to, trust me, I'm going to find a man for you. Here you go. There you go. Husband for you. You don't have to deal with this shit. Cool. She could have done that in every other route. Because in any other route, we would have been in that, oh my God, I don't think I could buy the freedom of the man that I love, right? And now I'm going to be forced to marry someone else. So, like, in Takau's, it was like, he could be our brother! Well, who cares? I'm going to fuck him anyway. Yeah. Or like, obviously he's not gonna be our brother because we're gonna fuck him anyway, so that's whatever. Like, then we're gonna be fucking our brother? That really what you're putting us through, game? Because, I mean, we're here for the ride. I guess that's gonna happen. So obviously, you knew. Whatever. But, like, in any other route, you could have been like, oh, no, I found someone for you. Because you're like, no, but I want this person, and it's gonna take forever to buy their freedom, and you know what I mean? Like, and then they found a magical way to get them out, but with Iroha, you don't have that. You know what I mean? Like, he just works there. He's not a gentleman of the night. He doesn't owe them any money. He could fucking leave if he wants. He's not like everyone else. So, throwing this in as like a conflict isn't really a conflict. So then the only thing they're doing is like, oh, well, it's because he doesn't want to have kids because he doesn't want to pass on his genes. So let's make that the issue. But that's not the issue, because you could just lie and be like, yeah, no, Mom, I met this nice guy. You don't have to tell your mom your husband's an ogre. Your mom's probably never going to see him like that. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe she would, but like, you just have to, and then be like, oh, it is a surprise to me. But like, here's the thing. Everyone in this is like, oh, okay. Like, there's a gasp of, you are an ogre? That is weird. Okay, back to cutting carrots for dinner. Like, nobody gives a shit. So, like, anyway. It's very contrived in this, that this is the conflict, because it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't fit to me, because, like, in the other ones, it would have been more of a conflict. Like, oh no, I'm going to be married off to this man, but I love that guy, but it could be years before he's set free, and what do I do? And then we somehow manage to figure it out, and I'm like, whatever. But, like, you're like, oh, my mom is going to marry me off to this man because the man that I love is actually not trapped there and could leave willingly. Oh, let's make it about babies. Again. You don't know that you can't... You don't know that you can have children? Have you birthed any children, Spacey? No. Then you don't know that you can have children? You have never been pregnant. You may not ever be able to get pregnant, regardless of what man you're, like, boning. I'm just saying. We have not had children with any of these men. We could be infertile. Thank you very much. So it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. Anyway. I hope he's having a happy dream. As I wished so, I combed my fingers into his black, shiny hair. Iroha-san. When we were making love, he looks like pure white silk. It's strange that both of his forms are beautiful. No, it's not. I combed his hair in my hand with great care over and over. I have to give it up. The time to view one's night dream is already coming to an end. It's only natural to someday wake up from a dream. Thinking back, what brought me to Kikuya was also like a dream. Even though so many things happened, I was able to have a very happy dream. Iroha-san, thank you so much. I kissed Iroha-san's cheek and lied down on the bed again. I laid there like that until dawn. The whole time I never got tired of looking at Iroha-san's sleeping face. I don't have the confidence to leave him like I usually do. And so, I quietly exited the room and tried to leave, without saying goodbye to anyone. I was like, come on. It's not going to be, like, you knew. You knew this was going to happen, right? When she said, I tried to leave without seeing anyone, you're like, girl, there's going to be, and you knew it was going to be Tokiwa, because he's now our voice of reason. Are you okay with this? He must have been hidden by the corner. I didn't notice until he called me. Tokiwa-san, why? I wonder if you've been waiting for me here the whole time. Come on, I don't have that much free time. But, well, what is it? I'm just worried about you. You should at least say goodbye, shouldn't you? For both of you. Tokiwa-san, I guess you really are... what? A kind person. I guess. I'm sorry, but I really don't think I have the confidence to give a proper goodbye. Everyone's the same. It's so much fun to welcome someone, but nobody likes saying goodbye. You have to, though. I know that. It goes without saying, but that was really deep. Just, like, everyone's, like, so happy to greet someone, but nobody wants to say goodbye. But you have to, though. And it's not even like, okay, goodbye, bye, I'll see you later. Like, you're saying goodbye to someone that maybe you won't see for a month. You're saying goodbye to someone who's getting on a plane. You're like, oh, someone who lives far away. Like, if your family doesn't live close and you don't see them all the time, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people live close to their family. Like, oh yeah, I go see my parents every weekend because they're like 2 towns over or whatever. But like me, my family's far away. You know, so like, honestly, except for recently when my mom came to visit, I hadn't seen her in almost a year. Like, you talk on the phone, but I don't see my family all that often. So it's almost not hard to say goodbye for me because I'm used to it. But like, if all of a sudden you moved far away and you had to say goodbye knowing, okay, I see my family all the time, at least once a month even, you know? And then you're like, I might be months before I see that person again. It's hard. It's like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening here. You know? Or you see your husband or wife or someone who lives with you. You see them every single day, but they got to go away for a week on a business trip. And you're like, it's so hard to say goodbye. It really is. But it's also the profound deepness of at some point you have to say goodbye to someone forever, and that fucking sucks. Sorry, I'm just in that mode because I just dealt with that, so it's kind of like yeah, that's always there. And I'm old now. I'm fucking old, and when you get the older you get, unless you've had the misfortune of being young and losing people in your life constantly at a young age, the older you get, the more you're like, oh God, everyone's gonna start to die now. It's like, it's just fucking weird. When celebrities start dying and you're like, they're, only a few years older than me. Ah, fuck. When your parents and grandparents and whatever, and then you start realizing that your buffer between you and death is like I'm just saying, as you get older, you start thinking these things and you're like, shit, it's my time soon. Oh God, I'm on the fast slide to death. It's just, so Tokiwa's words are very profound. Even saying goodbye for like a month, like, okay, I'm not going to see you for a couple of months or a year or ever again. Oh my God. Tokiwa's just smart and profound is all I'm saying. It just hit home for me. So, well, anyway, I know that it goes without saying, but Iroha-san might wake up while I'm here talking with Tokiwa-san. When I thought that, I felt pressed to leave. Sorry, please excuse me. As I left the hallway, I felt Tokiwa-san's gaze painfully piercing into my back. A few days have passed since I came back home. I returned to the life that I had when I didn't know of Kikuya. The only thing that's different is that I'm helping my mother and waiting for the day when my future husband will arrive. Spacey, this is my own decision as your mother. But you're okay to take a husband, aren't you? Why are you asking me this all of a sudden? She sat on her knees as soon as she entered my room, so I wondered what she was going to say. I stared at my mother's face. You don't look happy these days. I'm worried about you. Yeah, I guess you're right. Was it that obvious from my face? I tried to act bravely. Do you not want to do this? Your mother's asking you honestly, and you better fucking admit you don't. Little. Good girl. Well, it's just that I'll have to live with a man for the rest of my life, right? I've been worried about losing the life that I've had up until now. I see. Never mind what I said. It's all right to believe that you agree, right? My heart ached. I tried to prevent my voice from trembling. So we were like, I'm kind of scared and I don't really want to do this. And your mom's like, it's okay, you'll be fine. So you're fine, right? Did I just say I was not fine? Anyway, I tried to prevent the tears that I held back from flowing out. I tried my best to endure. I'm the daughter of a shipping agent, so how could I refuse such a great offer? I said that to ease my mother's worries. Hey! Stop! That's right. There was nothing false in those words. Bird! And just then, that's not good. I already quit Kikuya, so this will make me homeless. It was the voice that I heard so many times in my dreams. My body shook greatly. Are you saying that I should start begging? Somewhere in his calm tone, he sounds like he's still teasing me. I forced my trembling body to turn around, and there he was. Iroha-san? A long time no see, Spacey. Iroha-san. Yes. How can I help you, miss? Every time I call his name, he responds politely, but something in his face seems upset. Why are you here? You're the one who's vanished from my sight, no? That's why I came here like this. Because Tokiwa fucking told. Of course he told. You knew he was going to. Good on you, Tokiwa, because we were too much of a pussy to do it. You can't just show up like this. And what's more, you quit? As the conversation progressed, I began to understand how serious things were. Would you be the mother of Spacey's son? Iroha-san just smiled at me and never answered my questions. Instead, in front of my mother, who was at a loss for words due to surprise, she's like, my God, you know why? Because he showed up, Mom's like, damn, you fine. She's like, who's this fine motherfucker? He sat on his knees and stared straight at me. His beautifully smooth movements fascinated me. Never get tired of it. This person's beauty. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Iroha. He politely placed both hands on the ground and lowered his head deeply. Have I ever seen him lowering his head to anyone like this? Well, hi. Mom is so me, right? Like, if you saw a gorgeous fucking man do that, you'd be like, hi? She so embodies my soul right now. Following Iroha-san, my mother rushed to lower her head as well. Well, I apologize for my unexpected visit. May I be Spacey-san's husband? Before my mother could say anything, I grabbed Iroha-san's shoulder. No, you can't do that. Why? Because haven't you been taking such good care of Kikuya? Of course, I still care about Kikuya. That's my home. Then why? Iroha-san's smile vanished, and after directing his eyes at me, he talked to me in a persuading tone. I realized that Spacey-san is much more important than my home. When I thought that I had to choose between my home and you, I hate that thing. Iroha-san took my hands and held them tightly. His hands were so warm, I could feel his heart through them. The only choice ahead of me was you. Iroha-san. I became overwhelmed by this unanticipated event. Tears came gushing out. Who would give someone as precious as you to another man? You're so childish. No. He's being wonderful. Shut up. Iroha-san wiped away the tears that flowed down my face. Spacey. I was pulled in by Iroha-san's gentle voice and tried to leap into his chest. Then from the side, I heard the abrupt sound of a voice that stopped me from doing that. And this may be your touching reunion, but I will not allow it. My mother glared at Iroha-san and then turned her gaze to me. Is this man Spacey's gentleman? Yes. Iroha-san straightened his posture and then bowed. Please accept me as your son-in-law. I would be so happy if it were possible. Our mom's being a bitch this time? Why is she being a bitch this time and not every other time? Like, why? I get they have to force, like, some kind of, but why? Anyway. Mother, please, I'm begging you. Taken by our four eyes, my mother let out a sigh. I can't agree with that so soon. But, well, it's okay to consider him as a candidate. And that's what happened. The groom, who came all the way from across the sea, ended up going back. Such a pity. It's been 2 weeks since I started living together with Iroha-san. Could you just imagine? I feel bad for that guy. He shows up, he's like, hey! And you're like, so she's gonna marry this guy. So sorry. He's like, oh, well, that sucks. Okay. We stay in separate rooms, and we're not allowed to be alone together. Her mom's like, no ding ding without the wedding. Too bad. Been there, done that. But Iroha-san seems so alive. Spacey, that man must have been born to be a shipping agent. Don't you think so? Mother, you flatter him too much. He was a manager, so he's skilled at seeing everything in the round. It seems like you have a good eye for men, just like me. Well, that would have been a funnier line in Takao's route. You have a good eye for men, just like me. Yeah, because you thought Takao was my brother, so... I mean... disturbingly hilarious would that have been, like, after in Takao's route when you know he's not your brother to be like, you have a good eye for men just like me. Yeah, because that he's my brother, so technically... Oh, that would have been great. Anyway. Does that mean that you've accepted him a little? I suppose so. You seem to be doing as I told you and haven't been seeing him. That's because of Iroha-san. It's probably something left over from Yoshiwara. When I suggested for us to meet alone just for a bit, he said he couldn't because he had made an agreement. What a strange man! He may be serious to the core, but perhaps. Well then, can you please send this package to Kikuya? Okay, the usual shop? Kikuya is a shop, so she should have said Yoshiwara, and then the usual shop. That's right. But since it's a big package, it's better if you both go. Mother, yes! She finally gave us permission to go out together. Yeah, because it's not like we're going to fuck up against the, like, in an alley somewhere. I tried to calm my excited heart. I was so excited, so I held the luggage tighter to make sure I didn't make a careless mistake. I thought I would never return, but there are one of our regular customers. So it's nice that we can check in while running an errand like this. Even so, Iroha-san, aren't you worrying too much for just one errand? There are many temptations in a place like this, so you definitely need to be accompanied. You're the only person in my eyes, Iroha-san. I noticed there were cherry blossoms in front of us. What beautiful cherry trees. Looking at these cherry trees makes me feel like I'm in a dream. I spread my arms out and let the cherry blossoms shower my entire body. Spacey, you're the one that's beautiful. He put his hands on my shoulders and then turned my body around. I never dreamt that I would face you with peaceful feelings like this. We kissed so many times in that place called Kikuya. He knelt forward and I could feel his breath on me. Yes, you put me in a dream-like state so many times. They were melting, sweet dreams. Aww. Before I even had a chance to nod in agreement, Iroha-san started kissing me. I felt an intense, sweet throbbing like those many times when we did it in Kikuya. A dream that only he could give to me. I think it's an awkward laugh. Iroha-san's laugh surprised me and I opened my eyes. And when I did, I saw that he had transformed into his ogre form. It's getting noisy around here. Oh, why don't we run away into Kikuya? I nodded with all my strength and entered Kikuya. That night, he pushed my body down to the floor. Iroha-san kissed me over and over again. Looking down on me, his eyes were seductive and his charm filled the air. It was all too beautiful, so it made me shudder. But I don't usually react like this. Ah! Sorry. I had to have fun with it. Perhaps because he touched me fiercely, I started to breathe faster. I have good news. Good news? Your mother said I can officially be your husband. That's what she told me. Huh? She accepted? Yes. She said to come and be Spacey's husband. And just imagining you in a wedding dress makes me excited. I can't wait. I'm happy. I never thought that this day would really come. Someone like me. She accepted me even as an ogre. She's a great woman. But there is one more problem. That's right. If I don't have a child, there'll be no heir to the shipping agent business. I was prepared for this when I asked to be your husband, Spacey. Well, so? We are official. I will be able to satisfy your everything. That literally sounds like a line that a man in Kikuya would say to you. Like, I'm not opposed to it. You like walk up, I will be your everything. Into words. I clung onto Iroha-san's arm. Like it was our first night. I was nervous and overcome with emotion. I couldn't help but laugh a little because Iroha-san's words took the energy out of my body. Even he gets nervous. Spacey, I love you. A little sweat started to form on my back, and I felt Iroha-san's heat. His white body made a beautiful pattern, and this was painfully burned into my eyes. I love when he's got the little, like, shy face. It's amazing. My body also became painfully hot. I didn't know what was going on. I could only feel him. I continued to accept his wedge. That's a new one. It was on this blissful night that, in the truest of meanings, I was able to have him. All right. So anyway, that's that. Oh, we get to go to our gallery, right? Like, whose knee is that? Oh, that's probably his. But, like, because on his other one, like... There's a lot of, like this whole first page is very, very similar in CG-wise. But we also don't have any CGs that are just... him. Not that I can think of off the top of my head, but that's what we need. We don't need her in it, although she has eyes, so it's not as creepy as some of the other ones. Yeah, like, literally. Oh, well, those are from the sequel and date ones, yeah. This one's, his face is, he's like, you're cute when you're freaking out. And she's like, I'm basically naked. I mean, I wonder if we get one. Well, we do get one in the other ending. So I was really just trying to think, like, should we have one where it's like him as him or like him as his ogre form? But I think it should just be him because this one's the most racy one. Demonetized. I actually really do like this one. This is pretty. And it's adorable. It is fun. Like, in every single one, he's literally, like, holding on to her. There's, like, no Iroha ones where it's just him. Like, you know what I mean? That one is pretty, too. Even though you can't, like, see his... I still... Like, we'll just end on this one. But anyway. So that was his... Well, I guess that was the super happy ending. So we'll get the happy ending in the next part, and then we'll do the sequel and the date scenario. And then what? What am I thinking? Yeah, and then he's got his other... Well, so his is shorter than I thought it was going to be. Because we only have 2 more, because we'll do the sequel and the date scenario, along with the other ending. And then he's got... I think he's got 4 of those other side stories, so... His route actually went faster than some of the other ones. Anyway.
What you doing, swinging on your swing? You silly bird.
But anyway, yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.